Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I just thought I'd do a video to show you what I've been doing with the ESP8266 Wi-Fi chip. The ESP8266 ESP01, which is this tiny little device here, is actually a Wi-Fi programmable Wi-Fi device, and most people use these to with an Arduino or other prototyping platform to add Wi-Fi capabilities to that board. But what a lot of people don't actually realize is this can be programmed with your own user programs, and it's rather easy to do. And you can actually do this with the Arduino interface. So I have a program here set up, and I'm going to flash it to the device to demonstrate that. I do need to put the ESP in program mode and power it up. And then using the the Arduino interface, I can just send my program to the ESP. Now, it does sometimes fail. They are quite, how should we say, temperamental little things. They have quite strict power supply requirements. They're only 3.3 volts, but it can actually draw quite a lot of current, and more often than not, more current than your USB port can provide. So it's normally beneficial to use these on a separate 3.3 volt power supply. Now the program's run. As soon as the program runs, it connects to Wi-Fi, selects program mode, and starts to program in the letters. Now, as I say, it is temperamental. It did actually fail on that time, but the program did upload. So actually the reason is because the pin that puts the ESP into program mode has to be held low, which I did just now to program it, and then forgot to put it in the other pin. This wire goes to the display. ESP is using two of the user input output ports to control the program pins for the LED belt buckle. So I'll run the program again, connect that in there. Sometimes you do get it not booting correctly. Power supply problems, as I say. Generally you can ignore this as long as it doesn't get stuck in a loop. There we go, it's gone into program mode, and now it's going to start programming in the letters that or the message that I've pre-programmed in the Arduino program that I sent to the ESP. It does take a little while to do that, so I'll just tell you about a couple of other things. In order to program the ESP with the Arduino interface, you will need one of these, which is a USB to TTL converter, because the logic levels for USB are different to what is required to program the ESP8266. I'd also recommend getting one of these, which displays the voltage and current that your USB port is providing, which is very useful for anyone doing a lot of prototyping. like this. So now it's programmed in the message. Oddly, the first letter of every message is wrong. That should say tweet me, not sweet me. So now after it's on a timed, I'm using Arduino timer, and I've set up a timer so that after 5 minutes it will connect to Twitter and receive a tweet, and then display the tweet on the LED belt buckle display. While we're waiting for that to happen, I'll just tell you about something else. I saw a YouTube video quite recently where someone had actually replaced the, because the ESP comes with 1 megabyte of flash, I believe, which is this chip here. Now you can actually get a 4 megabyte, and I probably wouldn't attempt it now because I can barely even see the pins, but you can actually desolder this and replace it for a 4 megabyte flash chip, and times your memory on your ESP by 4, which makes it a very powerful device indeed. As I say, we're just waiting. The message is still displaying. It will be a little bit less than 5 minutes before it connects to Twitter. I should have changed the timer for this demonstration. The only, as I say, you can use these standalone, these ESPs. This is running the program, as you'll see, and there's no Arduino or any other device here. So they're very capable devices, actually faster than Arduino. And I guess the main disadvantage is it doesn't have as many input-output pins. However, there's only 2 user input-output pins, but you can use 4, and the other 2 you can use are the 2 serial pins, and they can all be programmed for input output, so you can then have up to 4 input outputs, but you will sacrifice the serial interface if you do that. You can also use 2-wire, and I guess you could add your own multiplexers and demultiplexers to increase the input outputs. Nevertheless, as I say, it's a very capable device. If it's size that's important to you, then as you can see, these things are pretty tiny, and they're only 3.33 volts in the 5 minutes. Here we go. Right, see, it's connected, and now it's selecting program number, and now it's beginning to program the tweets. Letter R, letter T, that's a space, another space, so it's slowly typing in the programming in the tweet. It was a Twitter search for the word London, so the tweet will contain the word London in there. And program it. It's still a little slow, but it's a lot faster than programming these belt buckles by hand. And it was kindly given to me as a present, and I just wanted to use it for something, really. So this is what I decided to use it for. So the belt buckle was free. The ESP8266 I think are about £2.50 here in England. So this is a very inexpensive project, and what I am going to do is once I've refined all the bugs and it is running happily, then I will package it up nicely so that it can be just put on the tabletop and just receive tweets. The ESP8266 is not only a web browser, it's also a server, so I can actually put a web page onto there that I could log into and change the search term if I wanted to. And also the program, I can program out 6 different messages on this LED display, so once it's programmed in all 5 tweets and the main display message, then the program will just automatically scroll through the tweets, and then as a new tweet becomes available, it will replace the old one. There we go. So now it displays the tweet. But it took so long by the time I'd finished programming it. It loaded up another. Well, I hope you didn't get too bored. There's a little demonstration of what the ESP8266 can do. Enjoy. Any questions, please ask, and I'll do my best to answer them.